Space is not empty.
Gravimetric scan, negative. Mass, 0. It is haunted.
A ghost that cannot be touched.
But that can see.
Log entry. Cycle 742. We are mapping the Great Nothing.
A sector of space defined only by its perfect, featureless dark. Until the dark wasn't perfect anymore. The visual data was unmistakable. A gravitational lens. A massive object bending the light around it. But the ship's other sensors told a different story. The story of the impossible.
With nothing to create it. A gravitational mirage. It broke the known laws of physics.
Standard procedure demanded we log the anomaly and move on. But this was not a standard anomaly.
The captain made a decision. The only way to scan the mirage was to try and touch it.
Probe designated seeker. Trajectory. Direct intersection with the anomaly's epicenter. Time to contact, 60 seconds. There was no impact, no collision. The probe did not hit an object. It was captured, not by a thing, but by a shape, a curve in space-time. We were no longer mapping the void. We were hunting a ghost.
Helm, lay in a course. Follow it.
Protocol was broken. Our mission was to map the empty, not to chase shadows within it.
The Surveyor became a bloodhound, following a scent not of chemicals, but of impossible physics.
Days turned into weeks. How do you track a ghost? It gives off no heat, no radiation, only a fleeting, invisible shadow in space-time. Then, a new sign. The ghost's path was not random. It was heading somewhere. We watched from a safe distance as the anomaly passed by the star. The effect was profound. After the anomaly passed, our sensors detected the unthinkable. The star was dimmer.
It wasn't just passing by. It was grazing. It was feeding. It was
alive.
The ghost we were hunting had just turned around and noticed us.
For 3 hours, it came for us. A silent, invisible predator moving through the dark. There was nowhere to run.
our ship, the fastest surveyor in the fleet, was a snail. All we could do was watch our physics fail us.
How do you comprehend a creature made of pure geometry? Our computers tried to model it, but they lacked the dimensions.
Faced with the impossible, the captain gave the only order that made sense, the only one left.
It didn't slow down. It didn't pause. It simply arrived. We were not consumed. We were encompassed. We were inside the mind of the ghost. The fear vanished, replaced by a feeling, a thought that was not our own, a sense of ancient, quiet curiosity. It wasn't speaking to us in words. It was showing us the language of its own existence, pure mathematics. And then it showed us that it understood us. It reached into our ship's own memory and reflected it back. Of all the data in our memory bank's star charts, chemical compositions, mission logs, it chose one thing: It showed us the one image we all carried, the point of origin, home. But it wasn't a recording. The clouds were moving. The city lights were twinkling on the night side. It was live. To be a million light years from home, and to suddenly see it, not as a memory, but as it is, in this very moment. It was the greatest gift any explorer has ever received. It wasn't a threat. It wasn't a display of power. It was a greeting. A creature of pure space-time was saying, "I see you."
The connection lasted for 3 minutes, and then it let us go.
We were back in our own space. Physically unchanged, but completely transformed. It did not look back. Its curiosity satisfied, the Nomad continued its endless journey through the dark.
And we, the crew of the Surveyor, had a choice to make: to log the impossible or to honor the message. The silence on the bridge was heavier than any star.
The ghost was gone, but its echo remained, leaving us with an impossible choice. In our databanks, we held the single most important discovery in human history: proof that we were not alone. Protocol demanded we transmit the data immediately. It would be analyzed, dissected, classified, and likely buried. But the message wasn't data. It was a gift, a sign of trust. To turn it into a specimen for dissection felt like a betrayal.
The captain carried the weight of that choice.
A choice between the rules of man and the first law of the universe: to listen. He chose to honor the silence in which the message was given. He deleted it, all of it: the trajectory, the energy readings, the recording of the Earth. The official record would be a lie, written to protect a truth too beautiful to be turned into a weapon.
But the truth would live on, not in a classified file, but in the 6 souls on board the Surveyor.
Our official mission was over. A new, unspoken one had just begun. The journey home was quieter than the journey out. We had gone looking for new stars, and instead, we found a new silence. The old hierarchies of command and science dissolved. We were no longer a crew. We were keepers of a single, silent secret. Our report was accepted without question. The great nothing was, officially, still nothing. The perfect lie. But the truth cannot be deleted. It can only be. I began to write, not for the official record, but for myself. I replayed the message over and over in my mind. The vision of home. It was not a simple greeting. What was it trying to say? Was it a being? Or was it a part of something larger? A nerve impulse? Traveling through the galactic brain? Perhaps it wasn't a nomad at all. Perhaps it was a messenger. A single thought passing from one star mind to another. And we were just a momentary distraction, a curious dust mote that the thought paused to examine on its journey. The knowledge did not make us feel powerful. It made us feel small. And in that smallness, we found a new kind of peace. And as we approached the light of our own star, we knew we could never share what we had truly learned, but we could live it. After so long in the perfect dark, the light of home was almost blinding. It looked the same, but we were different.
Captain's final log. The Surveyor has returned. All systems normal. Crew is healthy. End log.
It was the last lie we had to tell. There were no parades. Our mission was a footnote in the logs, a routine survey of an empty sector.
We went our separate ways, back to lives that suddenly felt too small. I returned to teaching.
I couldn't share the answer. But I could teach the question. I could tell my students about the beauty of physics.
Professor, but what if there's no mass? Could space-time bend on its own?
And hope that one day they would be ready to find the ghost for themselves.
We all carried the secret in our own way.
A pilot who flew a little higher, a captain who found peace in the quiet of a terrestrial sky. We never heard from the Nomad again, but sometimes, when the sky is clear and the silence is deep enough, you can almost feel the echo of its passing. We returned to a world of solid ground, of definite beginnings and ends. But we carried the secret of the Nomad with us, that the universe does not deal in solids. It deals in echoes, in ripples, in ideas that travel the darkness for eons.
The Nomad was just one of those ideas. And its message was simple.
You are here. A tiny, beautiful, impossible ripple in an infinite ocean. We went looking for objects, for things to chart and name. Instead, we found a mirror, and it taught us that the most profound discoveries are not of the universe, but of our own capacity for wonder.